People, it's me, Kinghuman. Listen up. Before we get into it, I want you to watch this entire video because I may ramble, I may go on. None of my videos are scripted. It's all stream of consciousness. And I'm going to eventually get you there. I'm going to get you on the path to your success. But you have to watch the whole video and you gotta engage your brain. You can't tune out. You got to focus on what I'm saying. So what's doing is, I want to get back into doing some of the videos that I was doing a while ago called Lunch with Friends. The premise of these videos is I turn on the camera and I sit down and I talk to you as if you were my best buddy and we were sitting down to lunch, and I'm giving you my philosophies on life, on career, on success, on everything, because I am a genius, let's face it. So here's what's doing. You want to be a success. You want to find your path to your success. Well, everybody's path is different, right? And in order to understand how to find your particular path to success, you have to unlearn a lot of things that have been programmed into you from birth. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's hard, because unlearning something is much harder than learning something. And these guys, these institutions that we've been led to believe are here for our benefit, have been lying to you from birth. They've had, however old you are, put in the number, 20 years, 30 years, 50 years, whatever it is. They've had that long to program you, and I have 10 minutes in a video. So this is going to be very difficult, and it's going to take a lot of work on your part to open your mind and be totally objective to what I'm saying here. It's tough, but you can do it. So what's doing? Wait a minute, I better turn this off, otherwise I'm going to have a million texts coming in. Okay, so what's going on? Let me talk to you about the path to success. And first let me talk to you about what triggered this video. I was on a friend's Facebook page, and on his wall he had a video, somebody posted a video on Black Friday. And in this video, there were people, break through the store doors, and a mob, a riotous mob. One guy falls down, he gets trampled, another guy gets punched in the face, another guy gets elbowed. And people are jumping over the top of this mob and crawling over them to get to this thing that they can buy on discount. There it is. What is this magical thing they have to buy? It's a giant package of toilet paper. People are beating and punching each other over a package of toilet paper, a jumbo pack of toilet paper. Now, originally I was going to do a rant video, talking about how stupid these people are. But then as I analyzed it, I realized it's not their fault. Here are these people willing to get in a fight and punch and kick and kill each other over this package of toilet paper. What could the possible benefit be for them? Saving $8? Even if they were giving the thing away for free, the whole thing couldn't have been worth more than $12. So I'm watching this and I'm thinking, no, you know what? It's not their fault. They've been programmed to think this way. And it's sad. It made me incredibly sad, and I'll tell you why. These people had incredible drive, ambition, focus, and desire, and all the real things that people need to be a success in life. But they were programmed to use that energy, that drive, that focus, that ambition, that desire, that just singular desire. And they've been taught to misdirect that in a non-productive way. If they would have taken that same drive, desire, ambition, focus, energy, passion, and invested it in themselves, in getting a better education, in getting an education that will enable and empower them to better their lives and become independent, those people would be unstoppable. But I felt sad for them because they were programmed to be basically wage slaves and consumers by the institutions that grab us from birth and teach us, you know what, there's not a lot of opportunities for you. You need to walk down this path, get a basic education, and provide a source of cheap labor for us, the plutocrats, the guys that are in charge, the guys that employ people. You're never going to be able to employ anybody, so just settle for being a source of cheap labor for us. And it made me incredibly angry because I can look at that video and recognize it for the tragedy that it is. Not just on the superficial level of, wow, these people are idiots. Look at them. Of course, that's the knee-jerk reaction that everybody's going to have when they look at that video. Wow, those people are idiots. Fighting over toilet paper. That's horrible. But if you have the intelligence and a different perspective, you can see that for what it really is. An actual illustration of how deeply programmed we have been to act in a certain way. And these people were so susceptible to the programming that the programmers were able to trigger that reaction on a specific day and a specific time. That's how powerful their programming was and how susceptible these people were to it. How much they believed that they had no opportunities other than to just go out and get a job. Now let me talk about that for a minute, because that's the core of this whole mindset. You've been taught to believe that you are only good enough to get a job, which stands for just over broke. Now let me use a little analogy of how that's done. You're standing in a clearing, and everywhere you look around you is tall, thick grass. You can't even see through it. And it's as high as an elephant's eye. So you can't see anything but this tall grass about 20 feet away from you. But you look over here and you see this well-defined, clear-cut path through this grass. And there are a billion people walking down this path in lockstep. Choom, 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 choom. And you're told that's the path to your success. Look how clear it is. And you watch these people as they're walking down the path, and what are they doing? They're walking into these buildings. There's two big square buildings down this path. The first one they get to is called high school. And they march in there, and they sit there for 4 years, and they come out of it with an education that they're told will help them be a success in life. It'll help them go further down the path of success, right? Well, that education is basically, education in this case is code for programming. They've been programmed to be a source of cheap labor. So with that basic education, they can move a few steps further down that path to success, and they can get a minimum wage job. They can become an employee for McDonald's or Walmart or one of these giant corporations that will pay them minimum wage. They've basically sold their souls. They're basically sold out. I mean, they've got, you know, a subsistence living education. Nothing teaching them how to be independent, how to be empowered, how to enable themselves to make their own way in life. It's taught them how to be a cog in the machine and be a source of cheap labor. I know I keep saying this over and over again, but it makes me so angry because I went through it and I believed in it, and I'm so angry that the amount of life I wasted doing that. So, okay, those are those people. They come out and they have enough education to get 3 hots and a cot, subsistence living. They get a minimum wage job. They can get they can live on their own if they have a crap ton of roommates. They can, you know, feed themselves with top ramen and garbage food, and they can't have many luxuries. They can't travel. They can't take luxury vacations. They can't go out. They can't even go out to dinner that many times. They're living on a slim margin. But they have a big TV that they can watch, and it gives them warmth. And it keeps them programmed, and it keeps them docile, and it keeps them from wanting more. It puts them to sleep. So that's that group of people. Then there's another group of people that march further down the path, and they get into this institution called college. Now college is basically the same as high school, only on steroids. It gives you more information and you have some choices as to the education you can get, but not really what you need. It still teaches you to become a cognitive machine. You get a better JOB, which stands for just over broke, after you get your degree, and you're allowed to get paid more money after you go get your JOB. So these guys, they go through that system, and at the end of 4 years, 8 years, whatever it is, they get the stamp on their forehead, approved, 100% approved. And that means you're approved for a better JOB, you know, called a career, which is code for JOB, just with more pay. So after you come out of that college, you go and you march further down the path and you see a bunch of these cubicles. And you're told, walk up to one of these cubicles and ask the guy in charge of the cubicle if he will be so kind as to hire you and give you a JOB. And he will decide how much you're worth. You don't decide that, he does. And after going, you finally get somebody to say, you know what? Okay, I'll give you a chance. You know, you're so blessed because I'm going to hire you and I'm going to give you this paycheck. Well, it's garbage because, again, you've just sold yourself wholesale because this guy who owns this corporation or this company or this business or whatever, he's just hired you and he's paying you, let's say he's paying you $100 an hour to do that career. He's billing you out at $5, $6, $7, $8, $1,000, $2,000 an hour, and you're getting $100. You've just sold your life wholesale. You're not getting paid what you're worth. He's getting paid what you're worth, and you're getting paid a fraction of what you're worth. But it's what we've been programmed to do because we've never been told, look, you could be the business owner. You could be the guy in charge. No, we're told, walk that path. That's the path to your success. It's bullshit. At least it was for me. Now, I don't know if this resonates with you or not, but it makes me angry. So here's an alternative to walking down that path in lockstep with all those sheeple. Look the opposite direction. Yeah, all you can see is grass as high as an elephant's eye. You can't see anything. But if you jump up, you can see over the grass, there's some other buildings. They're not square, they're not white, they're dome-shaped, and they're golden, and they're glittering, and they're way off in the distance. And it's incredibly intriguing. You want to see what that is. You want to know. Wow, it sounds, if I really listen hard, it sounds like people over there are having fun. I want to go see what that is. I want that. How do I get it? Well, you look around and you see there's a machete laying at your feet. You never saw it before. You never knew it existed, but you took the time to look around and do some analysis and rethink, and you recognize that thing for what it is. It's a machete. You pick it up and you start making your way through that grass. You're making your own path in life. That's the analogy. You can go on the path that they tell you to go, or you can make your own path in life. Now, there's no guarantees of what's out there. And you're going to make it's a lot of hard work. You're going to make some wrong turns. You're going to fall. You're going to stumble. You're going to do a lot of things that are painful. But there's huge reward out there as opposed to over here. Now, do you ever think, you ever look at some really successful person and think, well, why is he different than me? What's different about him? It's his mindset. He was willing to make his own path in life. He was willing to take that chance. He was willing to pick up the machete and say, you know what? I'm not a sheep. I'm going to go this direction because that's a factory for churning out cogs in a machine. I don't want to be a cog in a machine. I want to be my own boss. I want to make my own way in life, and I want to determine my own value. I want to write my own paycheck. I'm going to go this direction. Start walking. And that's what it takes. Now, again, I want to tell you guys, this is not easy to do. It's not easy to understand how programmed you are. It's harder to unlearn something than it is to learn something. I'll say it 1,000,000 times because it's true. I mean, these guys have had 20, 30, 40 years, however old you are, to stuff that programming into your head. So to get rid of it, it's going to take me longer than a 10-minute video. I just can't do it in a 10-minute video. It's going to take a lot more. And you're going to have to commit to this. And I think it's the foundation that you need for success. The reason you can't just become an instant success is because you haven't given yourself permission to be a success. I think that's fundamental, and I've said it 1,000,000 times, I'll say it 1,000,000 times more. Until you give yourself permission to be a success and you believe in yourself with the same amount of drive, passion, focus, energy that those people were putting into getting that toilet paper, if you put that same amount of belief in yourself that you can accomplish this, who's going to be able to stop you? Nobody. All right. I hope this makes sense to you guys, and I hope it starts to get you to think in another way. You know, I'm planting a little seed here. We'll see if it grows. I'm going to continue to water it, fertilize it, cultivate it, nurture it, to see if I can't get this seed to grow a different mentality in you. Because once you have a different perspective from all of these people in lockstep, you're going to have a world of opportunities in front of you that you've never seen before. You never knew they existed. You didn't recognize them for what they were because this programming script put blinders on you and pointed you in that direction. So how can you possibly see other opportunities? It's impossible. We got to get those blinders off of you, and we got to get you to understand the different possibilities and recognize them for what they are. Okay, guys, I've blathered on enough. I hope you can appreciate yourself enough to do what's necessary to advance yourself and invest in yourself. You know, it's that simple. Invest in yourself or believe in the programming. Maximum respect. Donate a few bucks to help a sick kid at St. Jude's Research Hospital for Kids. More of these kind of videos coming down the line. Go watch the previous ones that I posted. Booyakasha. Cheers.